Welcome to Civitas Handshake. In these partner cities, experts and local authorities join forces in Handshake to design, develop and implement over 60 solutions across 13 cities on making cycling a more attractive everyday mode of transport. In their endeavors, the city partners are supported by Isinnova from Italy, who coordinates the project, Iclei from Germany, Mobile 21 from Belgium, Decisio, the Urban Cycling Institute and Velo Mondial, all three from the Netherlands. The solutions that the cities worked on may be multifaceted or interconnected, but each solution fits into one of four categories of activity that help drive the performance of successful cycling cities. My name is Pascal van der Noord from Velo Mondial, and I will be your host on this trip. Meander with me through the cities, finding out how cycling is organized, what has been achieved, and what the future will bring. Today we will visit Copenhagen. Copenhagen is Denmark's biggest city and capital, as well as a renowned cycling city. Currently, 600,000 people live within the municipal borders, while 1.8 million people live in the capital region of Denmark. Copenhagen is well known for its high quality of life, a vibrant and livable urban environment, and also excels in combining sustainable solutions with economic growth. Ambitious political goals to become the world's best cycling city are now bearing fruits. In the city of Copenhagen, I'm in the company of the cycling officer, Henrik Lundorf.
So the cycling history of Copenhagen is long, but if we zoom in on the last 20 years, there was a really big push to reinvigorate cycling in the 2000s. The COP 15 that was held in Copenhagen in 2009 was a really big event that made people understand the perspective and the possibility for cycling. So right now we're riding on one of the cycling superhighways of the capital region of Copenhagen. As you can see, lots of green because we're out in the outskirts of the city. We're cycling to connect to one of the main routes, Farmruten, which is the one that brings in commuters of an average distance of 13 kilometers per commute. So we believe that these cycling superhighways are actually a good solution for other cities to copy. The last 10-15 years, we've really put an emphasis on the surrounding municipalities who are part of Greater Copenhagen. And we believe the cycling superhighways, like part of the success, is not so much about the technical solutions applied, because that's pretty much straightforward best practice design. But we believe it's a great case because it shows the potential for regional cooperation. And one of the next big steps for the cycling superhighways would be to add more lighthouse projects, in the sense that maybe somewhere we need to create a tunnel below a highway, or maybe we need to build a new bridge. And of course, these are expenses that one individual, smaller municipality in Copenhagen cannot pay for. So we hope for increased investment either at a state level or at the European Union level. Who knows? We like to tell the stories of everything that has been a success and going well in Copenhagen. But thanks to Handshake, we've also had a place to have an honest conversation about the things that might not have gone so well, and to reflect on that. And we always evaluate our efforts. It's one of the things we do really well. And we've seen for a number of years that the citizens in Copenhagen are not happy with bicycle parking. So through Handshake, we've been able to have great knowledge sharing sessions with our colleagues in Amsterdam, who've been working strategically with bicycle parking for a long time. And we've learned a lot, and we're really eager to keep the conversation going for the next years. In a few months, Handshake, as we know it, is over, but it's created a legacy already, we can tell, of cooperation with civil servants all over Europe. And I don't only speak for myself, but for many of my colleagues, when I say that this has been really, really beneficial for us to be reassured that some of the challenges we have are, you could almost say they're universal. They're shared with us. and that there are many solutions to the challenges. Sometimes it's the same solution that applies everywhere, but sometimes you can go attack a problem from many angles. I think Handshake was an innovative project from the start, but it's also shown that creating these links between people, you create like a new community of sharing knowledge, sharing practices, and almost like a cycling family, and it would be a big shame if we can't continue that.
As we heard, the city of Copenhagen is known for evaluating the successes and failures of cycling policy. Let's listen once more to Henrik Lundorf on what he has to say on the subject.
I feel Handshake has shown us a new way to do evaluation and standards. And even though the pandemic was complicating matters with the study tours and whatnot, it actually helped us to show how we should be much more dynamic. Sometimes we spend a lot of resources and time in planning, evaluation, and best practice documents, and we spend so much time thinking about what has to go in there, and then when we put the final dot, we think that now we did the standards and we're done. Whereas Handshake kind of rethinks this thing and says it's a continuous process. You have to evaluate all the time. You constantly have to benchmark yourself against what others are doing, how they're doing it, which is uncomfortable because sometimes as a civil servant, you prefer to sit in your ways and say, this is how we used to do it. But Handshake forces you to have a continuous conversation and get out of the comfort zone. And we need that. In our experience in Copenhagen, we've also learned a lot ourselves, being a cycling capital. So we really, really hope to keep the conversation going. It's been an honor and a pleasure to participate and get to know the cycling family of Europe. So I think it's not a goodbye, it's a see you next time.
Their conclusion is ours. By bringing a wide spectrum of stakeholders together to discuss cycling in this way, creates inspiration for other cities. This inspires change through creating environments where conversations and discussions open up new ways of thinking about the future of cycling. Please join me on one of my other trips to one of the 13 partner cities involved in Civitas Handshake. And for more Handshake resources, go to the website.